Alice in Wonderland, full story. Once upon a time in a quiet countryside, there lived a young girl named Alice. She was imaginative, curious, and loved to dream about impossible things. One warm afternoon, Alice was sitting by a riverbank with her sister, feeling rather bored. Suddenly, out of nowhere, a white rabbit hopped by. But this was no ordinary rabbit. It wore a little coat, held a shiny pocket watch, and muttered nervously, "Oh dear, I shall be late." Alice's eyes grew wide. She had never seen such a thing. Without thinking twice, she jumped up and followed the rabbit across the field. To her surprise, the rabbit disappeared into a rabbit hole. Alice leaned in to look, and suddenly, she slipped and tumbled down into the darkness. She fell for what felt like forever, passing shelves with books, jars, and maps, until finally, thump, she landed gently on a strange floor. Alice looked around and found herself in a magical corridor filled with many doors. On a small glass table, she noticed a tiny key and a little bottle with the words "Drink Me" written on it. Curious as always, Alice took a sip from the bottle, and to her amazement, she began to shrink smaller and smaller until she was the size of a doll. Now the key fit perfectly, and she opened a little door that led to the most beautiful garden she had ever seen. But before she could explore, Alice realized she was too tiny. On the table, she saw a piece of cake with the words "Eat me." She took a bite, and instantly she grew taller than the ceiling. Confused and a bit frightened, Alice cried until her tears formed a pool. Soon, she shrank again, floating in her own sea of tears along with curious animals like a dodo and a mouse, who all spoke like people. After escaping the pool, Alice wandered deeper into Wonderland and met a mysterious, grinning Cheshire cat. The cat appeared and disappeared at will, leaving only its wide smile behind. It told Alice, "Everyone here is mad, but you must choose your path. Visit the Mad Hatter or see the March Hare. Either way, you'll find nonsense." So Alice went to the Mad Hatter's tea party. There she found the Mad Hatter, the March Hare, and a sleepy dormouse having a very peculiar tea time. The table was filled with teacups, crumbs, and strange gadgets. They sang songs, told riddles, and argued about time. The Mad Hatter asked Alice, "Why is a raven like a writing desk?" but never gave her the answer. The tea party was so absurd that Alice finally left, shaking her head in disbelief. Next, she wandered into the Queen's croquet ground. The garden was full of rose bushes, and the cards were painting the white roses red so the Queen wouldn't get angry. Suddenly, the Queen of Hearts appeared with her guards. She was loud, bossy, and always shouting, "Off with their heads!" Alice was amazed to see flamingos used as mallets and hedgehogs as balls during the croquet game.